It's the History Channel show that made you question the construction of the pyramids, blew your mind with identical cave paintings separated by continents, and led you to ask the question, did intelligent beings from outer space visit Earth thousands of years ago? Well, the hit show Ancient Aliens is going on the road, and here to talk about that and more is a man who's been described as a cross between Indiana Jones and Carl Sagan, Giorgio A. Tsoukalos. Good morning, Giorgio. How are you?
Very well, Elliott. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure. Now, we've got lots to talk about here, but first of all, what is it that you love about taking Ancient Aliens on the road?
To see the smiling faces of the audience. I mean, the reception that we receive at these is incredible. The passion and the enthusiasm of the fans is absolutely out of this world, and sometimes they are so loud, the walls of the venues are shaking. So it's like, taking the Beatles of Aliens on the road, and it's quite surreal still for all of us. I mean, we have to pinch ourselves every night that we go out there because the people love it. And we are so lucky to be able to do this and bring something back to the fans with our live show.
Yeah, I mean, the fans obviously rock in the place and get so excited because of what you guys deliver for 90 minutes. So what is that experience like for someone who's never been to see the show on the road?
So it's a 90-minute immersion, essentially, into an Ancient Aliens episode where we show video clips, photos, we have discussions, we have a Q&A at the very end with the audience. And so Jason Martell, Nick Pope, and William Henry and I essentially take you on a roller coaster tour around the world, exploring some of the ancient mysteries, but also we discuss the modern day UFO phenomenon that certainly has increased exponentially right now.
Yeah, talking of that unexplained UFO phenomenon, we here in Nevada, we're no strangers to bizarre happenings and extraterrestrial activity. I know you have a connection with this place too. You got married here in Vegas. So why do you think Nevada and Las Vegas and the area in general is such a hotbed for extraterrestrial activity?
Well, it's in the middle of nowhere, and what a better place to hide stuff than in the desert. And so, yeah, Area 51 for decades has been a hot spot, and it's a very weird place. And so, I think aliens would choose a place that is rather remote instead of, landing in New York City or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess less people to see and less people to notice you. You yourself have explored and researched the unusual all over the globe. Has there ever been anything that shocked even you and your experiences?
Well, yes. I mean, and we've explored these things on the show. For example, the elongated skull phenomenon or Puma Punku in Bolivia. There's not a day that goes by where I, rack my brain over how was Puma Punku built and what was it for? And the elongated skull phenomenon, there's no question in my mind that the great majority of elongated skulls that you can find, in museums and things like that are indeed the result of artificial human head binding on human babies. But the contention or the thing that we propose on Ancient Aliens is that some of these skulls are of extraterrestrial origin. Why? Because they're not the same as what I refer to as the normal, regular elongated skulls of humans, because the ones that I'm referring to have missing sutures, the brain or the skull volume is about 70% larger than that of a human being, and the bone thickness too is about 30 to 40% thicker than a human skull. So that is something that you cannot achieve with artificial head binding. So what we're suggesting is that there are artificially head binded skulls and actual real skulls where the people looked like this. And then you have to ask the question, well, were they, a lost earthly civilization or an earthly, hominin ancestor, or could it be extraterrestrial? And in my opinion, they are extraterrestrial, not of this earth.
Yeah, you've dedicated your life to researching this, and I'm sure the end goal would be to come face to face with another worldly being. If that were to ever happen, what would you do or say to them?
Well, I mean, first of all, I would ask, am I safe, or are you going to kill me? Are you going to eat me? But if we establish that I can have a conversation, then the very first question would be, on a star map, show me where you're from and how did you do it? Because maybe we can learn something. And then I would follow it up immediately with my second question, and I would ask, so when your civilization, before you figured out how to travel from planet to planet, when your society long ago was still technologically primitive, who were your first teachers? Because I'm always the one who is accused of undermining our ancestors' intelligence by saying that our first teachers came from outer space. And then the skeptics are like, so those aliens, who helped them? Other aliens in the past? Ha 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 ha. Well, yes, that's absolutely right. And if you play this game backwards to the very beginning, then we are in creation. We are at the beginning of everything. If, by the way, there ever was a beginning, which I highly doubt. I'm a big, I question the Big Bang, because what was before the Big Bang then? So I think it was more like a expansion, contraction, but existence always was. There is no beginning and there will never be an end. And so, like that, this idea that we're the only game in town too, what a waste of space, and what an and what an insult to any type of creation if we are the pinnacle. I mean, that would be horrible if we are the pinnacle of creation.
Yeah, it's great. Lots of questions, Giorgio, and that's why people need to come see you. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
You got it. Thank you so much, Elliott. And until next time, this was lovely.
Thank you. You can get your tickets to 2 separate shows this Friday and Saturday in California and Sunday night in Arizona by going to ancientaliensLiveTour.com.